the Seton Hall personnel? To be surprised they lost 5.
I love the way Seton Hall plays.
Yeah.
I think they got him playing really hard. They share the game. They share the ball. They have, he's dealt with different injuries and different things that happen in the roster, but he's coaching him really well. And that's not just from another struggling coach to another struggling coach. They look great on film. They go through us where they have their lulls, and that's been the death of kind of gets in both of our ways to be successful.
It seems like, especially, both of these teams have had problems. Once you hit that 30-35 minute mark in games, both teams have
finishing.
Yeah, is this almost going to be like, whoever, this has got to be it for one or both of you guys?
Who knows? I'm worried about getting them better in the film room. It's such simple things with these guys, trying to focus on details, getting to understand how they're getting in their own way, and just for them to accept that they are getting in their own way, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. But yes, somebody's going to come out victorious on Tuesday, and somebody's going to come out with a longer losing streak.
But like last year, they had lost 6 in a row, they came in here and won, and then you had lost 6 in a row, you went in there and won. What is it about the sight of the rival that sort of rights the ship? It gets everybody in the right mind.
I'm not real sure. And it's definitely an interesting pattern that's taking place between two rivals, and I hope to stop that tomorrow night. But really, anything, any play, any call, anything can turn the tide in a game like tomorrow night. So it's just you have to worry about the details and pay attention to that stuff.
It's got to be somewhat of a rallying cry for you guys that they've won 5 straight games in this building. It's an incredibly long streak.
I would hope so. But again, some motivation that would motivate me maybe doesn't motivate the younger generation. So it just, I would think. But again, it's a Big East game. Seton Hall, if you're not motivated just for that, losing 6 in a row, getting back on the W column, I don't know what you shouldn't be playing college basketball.
Like you referred to the injuries before. I mean, if they come in here tomorrow and there's 2-3 guys in sweats not playing, you have to kind of remind your guys, hey, it's like a wounded animal.
Yeah, we don't even talk about. I see it just as a fan and as a coach that watches them a lot, just because we're in the same state and reads about them a lot. We haven't even talked about who's playing, who's not playing. We talk about their tendencies, whether they play or not. They're on the floor. We have to do our job and follow the formula, follow the scouting report.
But I mean, you have to make sure they don't take them lightly and say, oh, well, they only have 7.
After you lose 6 games in a row, you don't have to worry about taking anybody lightly. Mickey Mouse or anybody else that comes in here and plays. The Seton Hall is a really good basketball team, and we have to come out and follow the formula and share the game.
What's it going to be like added desperation from both teams? They're on a 5-game.
It's a Big East game. It really doesn't. You act like it's going to be any different than we didn't have any desperation from Georgetown or play hard, or it's the same. It's a Big East basketball game, and as you all know, it's a bloodbath. And if you blink, you lose. If you beat yourself, you lose. If you don't finish possessions off with rebounds, finish possessions off with finishing near the rim, you lose. And right now we haven't done a good enough job in the last month to win a basketball game.
Mike, why in this particular series has it been that there seems to be one quirky play that the game turns on, whether it was the headbutt last year or an intentional foul?
You mean the soft headbutt that they call?
Not a great headbutt.
Yeah,
not a great headbutt.
Not a great headbutt. Is that different from a headbutt?
No style.
It seems they're so close. It just seems like there's always one strange play that determines the outcome of the game.
There's a lot of emotion in this contest, and strange things happen. And now, even before I got here, strange things happen. And so you just try to control what you can control and prepare your guys as best as possible, and that's what we're trying to do.
Would you, given the 6-game losing streak, would you rather this be the game that comes up as Game 7, or would you rather this?
It doesn't.
Doesn't matter.
This doesn't matter.
You just need a game right now.
Every single game matters because we got to get off. We have to get off the slide and start to start to figure it out. Start to get on the winning side. Start to have build the confidence back, get the momentum back.
When you
that's important. So whether it's Seton Hall, whether it's Louisville or Syracuse, it's just whoever it is, you got to figure it out and get it done.
Sorry, when you look at the tape from the other day, was there what could you kind of pinpoint maybe that was something progress you guys did make, from games past that kind of
our execution was as good as it's ever been. Just finishing things off, finishing opportunities off, whether layups, even some of the possessions when we were up 2, we could have went up 5 with a 3. We had 2 wide open 3-point shots, or a fast break, a 2-on-1 fast break that they got a steal and now they go down and score. It's just we're tending not to make the right play at the right moment, the critical play, and in the Big East, that's what wins basketball games. And we've worked on it, and we'll see what happens Tuesday night.
Like building on that, you've now watched some film of Seton Hall, I'm sure. Do you see parallels between that part of your game and with them? They also play very well in spurts, and they also have had trouble getting over that hump. Are there some parallels there in terms of quality of play but not finishing?
Yeah, I think that you could say that for anybody who hasn't been successful in a while.
Right.
They're
but
just
these aren't bad teams.
No, again, and I'm not gonna just stand up here and tell you guys that we're good, we're just close, but because I look, I look dumb because of our 6-game slide. These teams are good. You're the best league, and you're just not finishing opportunities out. You're not finishing games out. You're not finishing possessions. And when I watch them, I kind of shake my head and laugh. They're good. Their offense and how hard they play. And they're in a league with other very good basketball teams, other talented, well-coached who play incredibly hard. You can't beat yourself. And these 2 teams right now have like you said, tend to get in their own ways as far as allowing them to be successful and have longer runs.
Would you continue this series?
I would. I talked to Kevin. Yeah, you have to continue this series. It's too much fun for the fans, even though again it's not for first place in the Big East. It's still, I have still newsworthy and still an event. And playing this game is, I would think, important for both programs.
What would change when this game becomes a 1 game a year? Maybe it's during the non-conference schedule. Does this game change?
No, I think you still want to. I still think you want to win as much. I don't know that because there's still our conference. In our conference, we're still conference rivals. Still play each other twice, but I still think it's the same. You're recruiting against each other every day. You're in the same state. You're always in competition, and so when you get a chance to play, it's going to be an event. It's going to be a hotly contested ball game.